Hello, I'm Brian. Today we're going to harvest some red potatoes. The plants are ready to be harvested. They're all dry now. I planted, I think, 3 or 4 plants in here, and I've got my large colander. I'm a little bit optimistic about the potato yield this time around. So let's see what we get. First, let's take all the stems off. Here's the original potato. So I learned from the last potato harvest that the potatoes aren't on the top here. So we can carefully scoop off the top and find the potatoes a little bit lower. We should be getting close. So when digging for potatoes, what I like to do is I like to start on the outer edge and dig towards the center. And when I put the spading fork into the ground, I'm going vertical. If I go at an angle, I find that sometimes I poke into a potato by accident. Awesome. Awesome. We got red potatoes. Look at the size of these guys. That's amazing. Wow, I've never gotten potatoes this big. Usually get them quarter the size of this guy. All right, let's keep digging. When digging for potatoes or any kind of below ground tubers, it's always nerve-wracking because I don't want to poke into the potato or rhizome or tuber. So it's basically a count to see how many I don't poke. Here's another one. This should be another plant right here. I want to go directly down because I don't want to go diagonal and then poke into a potato. So I'm going to go down and then pull this way. Come from under the potato. I think there was a plant here too. This one didn't look very big, the plant. So maybe no big potatoes. Oh, look. Can you see this? Whoa! Look how big this one is. Wow. That's the biggest one from the plant that looked the smallest. Well, found some old garden treasures. It's a piece of glass. We don't want that in here anymore. Here's a potato. Fortunately, I wasn't careful with it and cut into it. Looks to be the steering wheel of some old toy. Find all sorts of treasures. Marbles are usually the standard. So this one, if you notice, is wrinkly and a little bit dehydrated. This is usually the potato that you start off with. It's weird because when you plant a potato, it'll form into a plant, but then the original potato is still around, but in its dehydrated, wrinkly form. Well, I think that's it. I'm just gonna turn these over again to see if there's any that were left behind, but I think that's it. Well, I was taking off my gloves and getting ready to clean up, and I found another red potato plant here, right by the bull's blood beet. So I can harvest around it, but maybe we'll just harvest these beets and show you what they look like. I think they're ready to go. Let's see. Okay, maybe not. They're a little bit small. These are very small beets. I guess we'll just feed them to the rabbit at this point. I'm gonna try to leave the other one alone. On this potato, I didn't get to mound it too much. So here are potatoes that were not mounded. And this is pretty much the typical results that I would get when I don't mound potatoes. Okay, so this is the result of my experiment to see what I would get if I mounded my potatoes or put a little bit of effort into them. And I have this big, giant primo red potato and another one. And then these are the typical size that I would buy them from the supermarket. But all in all, I got this pile of potato here, and that's probably enough for 3 people. I can make a mashed potato with the skin on out of this. It'll be super good. And this is the results from not mounding them or anything. This is typically what I get back, because I would put them in the front yard, dig a little bit of hole, put them in the front yard, and then walk away. So potatoes are pretty cheap when you get them from the supermarket, but it's even cheaper if you have the edge of the lawn a little bit of space. Dig a hole about, a foot wide and a foot deep. Put your potato in 6 inches in. Put some soil on it, and you can walk away, and you'll get these. And if you have, 3 plants, you'll have enough for 1 person to have potatoes. And it doesn't get any cheaper than that, because you're already watering your lawn. You're not adding any kind of fertilizer or anything, so you'll get at least this. At least that's been my experience. But if you have a little bit more effort and you do the same thing, and as the plant grows and you mound it, and I'll show you how I did that at the end of the video with another potato that's off camera here, the Yukon Gold, you may get back these large potatoes. And once again, this is just California clay with no fertilizer, no sulfur or anything like that. And they're pretty pest free here. I haven't had to use pesticides. I normally don't use pesticide at all. I avoid it at all costs. So if there's anything I grow here, it's grown without any pesticides. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good result from this experiment. I'm really happy, and I'm glad to share it with you. And I guess this is probably the end of this video. So as always, thank you for watching, and happy gardening. Here's our Yukon Gold potato. It's ready to be mounded. I also found a morning snack for my fish on this Yukon Gold potato plant. I don't know if you can spot it, but it's a grasshopper. So next to the Yukon Gold potato is our sugar pie pumpkin. It's ripe now, and I wanted to give you a quick update, because you probably won't see it in the next big backyard garden update. And it's done for the year. The plant finally was happy that it made a pumpkin, and it's been making pumpkins throughout the year. Before it ripened, my tortoise would eat it, and then it will make another one. But now that it's felt that it's made a ripe pumpkin, it's gone and completed its life cycle. I can't think of anyone to give this pumpkin away to, and I probably won't have time to bake it up or use it. So today we're just gonna share it with our garden pals. Usually with the pumpkin seeds, I have more than I can find a use for. So what I do is I throw them on the ground and then put some soil on top. Once they sprout, I turn them into the ground and they compost. Alright guys, I have something for you. You want that beet? Hey, you guys want to wake up?
There you go, Sheldon.